Alright, good morning everybody and welcome to House Flipper episode 140. It's been a bit of a delay getting back. The computer had a couple of glitchy bits and then I did some catching up. I also kept trying to stream after I'd finished my writing day. That wasn't working, so we're going to try a different experiment. We're going to try streaming before the writing, but that means we're going to have to be pretty strict on our time. Otherwise I won't get my words done before midnight, and that would be a bad thing. So we are heading in today to do flip the rest of the garden for the Unsatisfying Effect house, and we are going to get that done. The garden is going to look a lot better than this when we're done, I reckon. So I'm counting down the days to HGTV DLC being released. I think it's about what are we up to, about 15 now? No, it's not, it's closer to, I can't math today, don't look at me. There's 8 and 15 is 23. There you go. So this is the start of our English garden. We've turned the outside of the walls into stone because that's one of the features that they like. We've given it lots of flowers and natural looking bushes, and we're planning on putting in our secret little nooks. I'm going to just leave this area fairly natural and put in maybe a path and a bunch more flowers. There's going to be a whole heap of flowers in there. I'm contemplating actually putting a fountain feature right in the middle of my walking space, and I do believe we need somewhere for the parents to sit and have their coffee while the kids are playing in the house. So we've got lots of little areas. I wanted to put in some water features because ponds are one of those integral things with the English garden. We've got the gazebo in. We're working on putting in the little nooks with benches and whatnot. And okay, the children's playground is not usually an integral feature of the English garden. However, we are making this for a young family, so it's going to be here. So that's kind of where we're at. I was thinking this time around we might put in some paving stones. Those lilacs really obscure that. So let's get our path in so I don't keep losing the gate, because I'm pretty hopeless with that. We're going to use the large paving stones. Oh, I don't know. We could use stepping stones. Let's just see what happens if we do this. I should probably be facing the house so I can try and match in the stone colour. So there we go, let's try that again. So I've got a vague idea, it's a more brown than anything else. So we could do that. That's really a bit more aggressive than I'd like. That's a lot paler than I'd like. I think we might be stuck with the brown. So let's check this out. We'll go with by many, and we are going to... Oh, okay, I'm standing too far away. Who knew? No, there's a... Ooh. Okay, that's going under my gate. If I can fit it in. There we go. I don't normally make paths out of these things, so this is a bit of an education for me. I'm not using them as stepping stones though, more as kind of very uncooperative pavers. Everyone likes a game of Tetris early in the morning, right? Let's see, here we go. Okay, just puddle this way. Yeah, we're going to puddle this way, and I don't know, I might just put that there because it's a space and needs filling. Okay, so now we can make, oh look at that, cool, we can make our way to the front door. Let's create a similar path over to the playground. I'm just trying to work out what I want to put down under that. I'm thinking I might put down some pine bark, so I might do a crazy stepping stone edge for the kids, just well away so they don't land on it if they fall. I'm not sure how that will work, whether or not it'll be too much, but let's give it a shot and see what it looks like. So we're going to give them maybe about this much worth of besides, kids love jumping from stone to stone, so this will give them something to bounce on while they're doing bits and bobs. It will also give the parents a bit of a lead into, oh, I forgot to check my time. Okay, it's 10:30. All right, so it'll give the parents a bit of a lead into the gazebo as well, so it plays 2 roles. Just want to there we go. Oh, I'm not going to put stepping stones around the edge here or here. That's pretty natural boundary. All right, we might just put this great big one right here. So I'm kind of thinking we're going to use smaller stepping stones. I don't want to faff around with the big ones for a minute. I'm just going to grab my little stepping stones. Well, let's have a look at the difference between medium and little. Yeah, okay, medium's a bit big, so I really do want my smalls. Let's go with these, and we'll buy many. All right, so I'm just thinking that these might make an interesting kind of garden edge, although at the same time as I'm doing this, I'm thinking how much fun the kids are going to have bouncing through the bushes as they try and balance on the stones, and how many branches I may be losing as as they lose their balance. So this might not be the best thing. I'm pretty sure if the Smoths don't like it though, they can change it. They look like they know what they want, so we'll just pop this in and see how it goes. Alright, I'm going to leave that there. You know what, I don't mind that effect at all, so we are going to, oh god, what did I just do to myself? We are definitely going to go and pop these around the edge of our plantings before we put down some pine chips. So, here we go. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be straight, and it can be wobbly, and the good thing about an English garden, okay, I keep thinking of it as messy, but messy is probably not really the right word for it. English gardens are, I think they're an artist's definition of merry chaos. So if I was selling this house to Veronica Lipstein, for instance, then I think what I would do is I would probably put an English garden in for her as well. I know, I really should be trying to interlock these, like, you know, that. And then, of course, I'd have to flip it the other way. That sounds like an awful lot of work, but the effect would be quite good. I'll just pop that this way. So yeah, so I've had a little bit of trouble with the computer deciding it wants to use a ton more power than it should, and I've troubleshot that. Worked out the origin of some interesting squeaks because it's a new computer and it shouldn't be making them. So that's all fixed. And this morning I did some troubleshooting on my headset because I've discovered that Alienware headsets like to take up a lot of CPU. So I got rid of mine. What else was there? Yeah, so nothing really dramatic happening. Alrighty. The only problem with doing it this way is it becomes really hard for your to define your paths. We don't want that. Let's grab our mixed paving stones now. Turn them back into stepping stones, and we'll buy a ton of these. Actually, I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, why not? So we're going to kind of do a bit of a path this way. Might just put that down that way. Out into the back. So I think today is probably going to be a bit of a paving day. Like I said, I'm going to have to keep a fairly close eye on my time. No getting carried away and spending an hour or so here. An hour and a half. So see what we can get done in a reasonable amount of time. In the last couple of days I've written about 20,000 words over the last 3. Which is about the pace I want to keep to meet the production schedule. So means I have not got to play. So today I'm making up for that just a little bit. It's one of the things you've got to kind of work your stream schedule to fit what you're doing, and I haven't quite worked it out yet. Oops, let's back that up a little bit. There we go. So, Garden Flipper is one of those spaces I come just to chill. going to just work our bits and bobs through here. Oops. Might just offset that just to form, I'm trying to form a bit of a wobbly path, you know, so that if your guests come around the side carrying drinks, they're not having a boring time. They start the party with having to focus on not falling over. No, not true. Alrighty, let's go this way. Okay, we're going to just maybe angle that down that way. Pop that up this way. And head this way. Drop that in there. Okay, so this is where I was thinking of putting some kind of fountain, and I want a small one, not a really big one. So let's have a quick look at what's available, and we can make a decision on whether or not we like it. It's not decisions, decorations, water fountains. I'm actually thinking just something a bit like this. Ooh, maybe not chocolate. You know, I'm just going to go with alright, let's go with, I don't know if that suits, let's back it up and have a look. I mean, you know kids and water, right? They love water, so. And fountains are quite relaxing. So what I want to do is put this here so there's enough space to go around on either side. I don't think it's going to work. Let's put it down and I can always move it if I hate it. Can I get through there? Yes. Can I get around there? Yes. Okay, good. So it's brown pavers and a white fountain. I'm not sure that works either, but we'll work it out. Drop that down to there, buy so many, and away we go again. Oh, that's just awkward. Although not that awkward. And then we'll make that our connecting stone for going this way. And drop it this way. Eventually I'm going to get some smaller pavers I can put in here. So the kids are going to be able to just kind of play hop, skip and jump all the way through there, as well as playing in the cubby house. Did I put... Alright, so now they have their own little thing. Let's just join those two paths up together. There we go. And we'll just grab this, put this over here, and pop that over here. Pop this in here. Okay. You know what? I was going to do a path coming straight across the top, but I think that's probably going to be a bit... So let's just grab this and toddle it this way. Oops. Just angle it a little bit so it looks a tad different. You might wander it down there. No straight lines in our garden. Oops. Try again. Thinking I should probably multicolour the stones, but that would require me to switch in and out quite a lot. And while I've done that before, I might just leave it for now. Just play with the pavers the way I haven't played with them for a while. So I'm still discovering new things from that last update. It's awesome. I'm enjoying the bird song too that you're getting now. Okay, so obviously we're not going to use a stone border for this one. We're just going to wander our way. Right, I know I've got to put some kind of water feature in here, and that's probably going to involve paths. But first up, so I've got to put my ponds in somewhere, and that looks like the last spot I've left. So first up, we're just going to angle our pavers around. Past our bench. So all these hidden nooks are great, except for the one little factor that I've got a path leading to each and every one of them, so they're not that secret. Which is okay, I think, because I think it's the illusion of hidden you want, rather than actual really hidden. Okay, it's not enough room to place this item here. Well, why not? Can't I get my trusty trowel out and destroy a bit off the edge? Okay, there we go. Ah, yeah, okay, so now I also want to work out how I want to put the path in. Not sure I'm actually enamored with that border idea. I might just rip all of those out in a minute. They're just, they're distracting. They're not actually adding anything. So I know I put them all in, but now I don't like them. Call me, fickle. Then again, alright, what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually do an experiment with the wood chips on this side and on that side, and I'm going to see if those little pavers on that side actually add a benefit to having the wood chips, because I don't have them over here. That's right, let's find out. We don't want that, we want this one. Tab, and we'll head into surfaces. So we've got wood shavings in the square. Let's go to find them under stone aggregate. Don't let the stone bit fool you. And we've got them in a circle. I'm actually going to go with the circle because I think in this case it's probably going to be more helpful. So if I run that actually under the pavers. So what I'm using is I'm using the, actually you know what, we may actually want that square rather than that circle. Let's try square. Being bad boom. Bark in a square. Okay. Let's make it bark and yeah, let's go with this. Alright. I know. Now you can call me fickle. That was very, very fickle. I just like the colour contrast better. It's kind of like putting little pebbles in, but you don't put pebbles in an English garden. They prefer... Oh no, you might. Stone, that would work. I'm going to put wood chips down. It's a little bit more natural. And I think last time I did this to myself, I swore that I would put the wood shavings in before I put the plants in, and I completely forgot again. Just colour in that little section there. Yep. Alrighty. Okay, so if I don't use the pebbly border and I go kind of all wobbly all around this way, does it look any better than a section with the, there we go, with the pavers on the edge? I'll do the pavers, oops. I was going to say still look derpy, but I think about the only thing that's derpy here is my steering. Do the pavers still look derpy? So let's check it, see what we're doing. Okay, and before we go anywhere, yes, you can erase these things. You just have to nip it around the edge, and then you might want to touch it up. So let's grab this. Touch up that little edge bit, and that little edge bit, and that little edge bit. Then we might go and take a faraway look at both and just see what we prefer. Yep, okay, look, I still prefer it without the pavers, so I'm just going to erase a little bit around, then I'll probably have to touch up again. That's okay. So basically what we've got here is we've got the pavers competing with each other as a feature, and you don't really want that. You want your garden to have areas that don't compete with each other. I don't know if that makes any sense, but anyway, I know what I'm trying to say, I'm just not saying it really well this morning. So there we go, and we'll just tidy up this little edge bit here. Alright, so what we'll be doing is we're putting in plants. Again, this is something I should have done before I put the plants in. I keep forgetting because I don't usually use the bark underneath. I was hoping for like a good soil imitation, and this is about the best soil imitation I can get because there's no actual dirt I can spread except in the garden beds, which reminds me there are garden beds I could put in. Alright, so with Garden Flipper I tend to do things in a batch job throughout the whole garden if I can, and just take the occasional detour to put in extra bits and bobs as I think of them. So we're getting there very slowly. I'm thinking we need some colour in here too. We've got the lilacs out the front, so we might look at matching in what do you call it? Matching in something pink and purple. Maybe don't put wood chips down the middle of the kids' cubby. So the reason I'm using the square is because the circle tends to not be able to get right up to the edge of the house, so you just get that incomplete kind of look. On the other hand, the circle would be a lot better for spreading the gravel in more natural shapes around the other edge, but I can correct that later if I feel it really needs to be done. So just run this way. Okay. Alright, that's interesting to note. So it looks like I can't spread well, that's okay. Let's see if I can sit the chair on top of it. First, we'll just grab those. So it looks like I can't spread the bark underneath the chair. So what I'm going to do is see if I can put the chair on top of the bark. And if that's an option, we'll do it that way. Yes, okay. So you can put the chair on top of the bark, but you can't spread the bark under the chair once it's there. Alrighty, something for me to remember next time. Well, let's get going with this part. So I'm thinking, we'll just see. Yeah, we got a bit more time. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll probably start looking at ponds again, and we're going to definitely do a little bit of furniture this time around. I'm thinking we need some lamps in the, what do you call it? So we need to do splashes of colour, lamps, outdoor sitting area. I do want to put a barbecue area in here. I just don't know where I want to put it. I don't know if I'll follow through all the way with that one, but we'll see. Just an outdoor area for the family to enjoy. So there is that. Just wander that this way. Okay. Alright, so that is all of the barking for the gardens. The bit I haven't done is the barking I want to do for the playground. Because I mean the grass is good, but It's really hard to mow around these things if you've got grass down. So what we're going to do is just put in a ton of this stuff. Much better for the kids to land on, I guess. Just trying to remember if the neighbourhood cats will do to bark what they do to sand pits, because that would be annoying. But anyway, hopefully not. We can keep our fingers crossed. Cats are a bit devilish when it comes to that kind of thing. Okay, that looks a bit better than it did. I just need to fill in that gap over there. Alright. And now we need to put the pavers in just to finish up this connection to the... Actually, we might work it from this end. So we've got this path coming through, and it looks like it continues along the edge of the playground, but what we want it to do is branch off and go around, and we're going to put a bunch more plants in the thing. Yes. This is what happens when you stay up past midnight one too many times in a row. Alrighty. So we're going to just try and guide people's footsteps around that corner. Excellent, just what I wanted. A little tiny stone. Which means we'll make it look like the path branches. Which it does, but we'll make it look like it does. So that branch is really defined. Just bring that out a little bit. Pop that one in here. Yep, and then we'll kind of angle it so that it goes... Just goes this way. So what I want is a small paving stone. I can continue to play the roulette of paving stones, or I can just get one that's specific to what I want, and that's what I've done. So that line is a little bit straight for my liking. Let's put a bit of a wobble in our path. So we'll just wobble this out this way. So it's not like a straight line leading to the... Yep, I think that probably needs wobbling as well. Which means I need a small paving stone here to define the wobble. There we go. Nope. Oh no. Do they make extra small paving stones? Alright, that's just going to have to go there. Actually, you know what I'll do is I'll wiggle that one. Right. So hopefully that looks a lot less smooth. Just grab another one of these, pop it about here. Excellent. Alright, so that's our paving done. And that would be our... Yep, so you come around and bam, there's a fountain right in the middle of your path. There, we're going to put a garden bed in here. Actually, I'm going to grab that surfaces thing again and go to stone aggregate for my bark squares. No, we did decide on white. It's not very white, but I'm not complaining because I like the colour. And we're just going to bring that bark all the way up to the path edge. Excellent. And then I suppose we're going to stick some kind of a garden in here. So I'll colour that in. There we go. Alright, hopefully that's wobbly enough to look a little bit more natural than just the square edge. Yep. Actually, I'm really tempted just to fill, yeah, we're going to just fill that whole space in. Okay. It's kind of like painting with dirt and stuff. Okay, so we're probably going to end up having to touch up the bark later once we've decided what we're doing with our plants. But in the meantime, I think what we need is, yeah, now it's starting to look a bit better. What we need is a small living area out here. So let's go into our furniture. They like benches in the gardening competition. I'm actually thinking the bench with cushions would look good, and I'm thinking that the black and red is probably what we're going to go with. That's not too bad. We need some primary colours, like that would really match with the, what do you call it? That would match with the house. Oh. Alright, so what I've done is I've just changed the colour a bit. I don't know if that's the best kind of mix. If these had a more... Yeah, okay, we might have to go with the darker. There we go, let's try that. Alright, so we're just going to use our shift and flip and pop that in there. Yeah, that's kind of really huge, isn't it? Not quite the cozy setting I'm looking for. I need... Okay, so I obviously don't need benches. Let's go with armchairs. I'm thinking something like this or something like this. Looks like those are my only options. I'm going to go with that, and we're going to go with... No, that's an improvement. So we're going to do this combination. We could do black. It matches in really well, but I'm just trying to avoid using black in this one. We're going to buy many. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a angle it just a little bit, and we're going to angle this one this way. It's only a tiny little area. We're going to grab a small table. Those were Tintos if I remember rightly, and there is a Tinto table that will match it. So we'll grab that. That makes my life a bit easier. Someone's going to bang their knees going through there, but that's okay. I'm thinking maybe we should put a book out there on that, just because it'll look pretty. They have new books. I'm really excited. Let's put Mermaid Shore out here. Someone was obviously reading stories to the kids or having a bit of quiet time. There we go. We also want a lamp out here. I don't know if that has any effect on the garden competition, but decorations, lamps, hanging outdoor lamp. We need a few variations. There's a lantern. Let's go with our hanging outdoor lamps. We might buy a couple. I'm going to put like coach lamps. You can put them on either side. Let's turn those on because that would be pretty. And I know it's quicker if I can't really put, unless I put a standing lamp in there. I don't think they've got one. That is really tall, not just tall. When you've got your Gothic, we might go with Classic for this one. So I could put one right there, kind of like a reading light. I don't know. Actually, you know what? We'll leave that there. That's not too bad. Okay. Now. Okay, time for lamps. Let's buy many and go a little bit crazy. That little nook area needs to be lit. Let's just turn these on as we go through. That way I don't have to run around and do it again. Now the kids have some light to play by. As soon as I work out how to turn it on. Alright, it's not letting me turn them on as I go, but that's fine. I will get over it. There we go. Maybe it just had too many objects in this area to do it. Okay. So now we have one lit area. I might just put one at the corner. And we'll put one on either side of this little bench here. Okay, we definitely need some around this gazebo. I could either put them, actually let's see if we can put them inside. We can put them inside. Awesome, let's do that. Otherwise the light's going to be obscured by the fence posts. Okay. That looks kind of cozy. Okay, let's pop this one here. And this one here. Give the kids some light to play by that they hopefully won't demolish on the way through. So we might line these up along the fence close to the edge. Hopefully they won't destroy them in their play if we do it that way. It's kind of a double-edged sword. You want them to be able to play, but you want them to be able to see, but you also don't want them to hurt themselves if they run into one of these things. Alrighty, oops, no, it's not going to let me take a shortcut under there. That's fine. Let's do our lamps down here. We'll pop one about there, and I think we probably just need another one. Just have a, yeah, I might put it right there. Alright, I might have to come back and turn that one on as well. We will give our garden, our playground, a bit of an edge. Pop that one over there in the corner. That looks a lot friendlier now. That's kind of cute. Okay. Give the corner a bit of light. Definitely light up the doorway. You're never going to find it in amongst all those vines otherwise. Try and parallel it. Do the same with the gate. So I'm thinking you probably want to be able to find that, otherwise your guests will never leave. And then we'll light probably the edge of both. Okay. Maybe mark out where the paths are. Yep. Actually, I'm not too sure about those two. They might end up getting removed later. Let's the other thing too with the lights is it's easier to put them in before you go too nuts with the plants. Otherwise you're finding yourself bumping into the plants. There we go. All right. Alright, that's going to just be something I come back to. Okay. And we'll drop this over here. Just turn that one on. Oh, okay. So it's not going to turn on. That would be why. Let's just find a spot we can put it to turn it on, and I think we'll have the same problem with this. Yep. No, it is absolutely determined not to let me turn it on if I put it there. That's irritating. Alright, I'll pop it over here. Right, so it's not a really well lit garden. So we'll pop a light probably in the center here, and I'm going to surround it with flowers. Okay, it does need one more. That'll do. And that is enough for out here. Okay. So I'm thinking that's, yeah, that's pretty much what we'll do with our lighting. I'm still not sure about these two, so we'll see what happens when I put the plants in, what I think of it. And we'll grab that over there. Right, so that leaves me with linking that pink colour into the garden beds around the house. Furnishing this section here, I'm thinking we need some kind of a round table and some chairs in there, so I'll think about that while I plan up tomorrow's. We are going to put one, maybe two ponds in here, possibly a barbecue area, I'm not sure yet. And I may or may not put a pond in here, it's big enough. And maybe a bench section here, so maybe a Desica. Where are we? So kind of something like that, tucked. Actually, where's that pond area? Oh, I'm not sure I can put a chair and a pond in here, but let's pop that there for the minute to remind me what I'm thinking. And what I want is a really tiny pond. That'll be interesting, because I think the smallest one is that thing. And I think it's way too big, see? Yep, okay, that won't work. Tiny pond. That's... oh, wait a minute. We could do another fountain. That's not the effect I'm after, though. So if you're looking at... I really don't like that brown. Anyway. Yeah, that's not what I want. Alright, so we'll grab that thing and dump it over here. And then we'll grab this pond thing. Where is it? One round pond. In the... let's do it in the brown. There, now it'll fit. Okay, so the bench was really in the way. We're going to just see what our options are for placement. Just it looks like it goes too much over the pavers, so I might just have to dump it in and see what we get. Alright. I know I'm supposed to stop now. This is what happens. Put the pond in, cover it with soil, plant it with water, fill it with water, sorry. Away we go. Yep. We're going to put a Desica in, but it's not going to be that one. And I'm going to shrink that paving stone and that one just so I can decide what I want to do with it. So let's grab our paving stones again. Surfaces, stepping stones. We'll play roulette with these guys and just see what we can get in. There, so the big one does fit. It just... okay, let's go with a small... that'll do. There we go. And here comes the sun, so I definitely need to finish up this session right now. Thank you for being with me today, and hopefully I will see you all tomorrow. We're going to try this as our new time for streaming, just so that I can actually fit it into my day. And yeah, I'll see you then. You guys have a great day, and I will catch you all tomorrow.